Hey y'all, welcome to the Miraculous Freedom Podcast. I'm your host Chelsea and I'm so excited you're here. Freedom in Christ is a gift that's ours for the taking, yet in so many areas of life it's easy to feel stuck. We all need reminding of how the gospel frees us to live abundantly in every area of life. So whether you're at home or on the go, I hope you'll stick around for an uplifting conversation that will encourage you to walk in the miraculous freedom that you've been given. Thanks so much for tuning in. Advent, everybody. I'm so excited for the Christmas season, and I bet you are too. Today, I get the honor of talking with my parents, Tim and Debbie Haire, about how to be generous not only during the Christmas season, but how to cultivate a generous life any time of year, no matter your age, or the amount of money you make, or the amount of time that you have. Today, you'll get to hear a little bit more of my parents' backstory, including how they met. It was in high school. So sweet. And also, you'll get to hear some stories that my dad used to illustrate how he learned to trust God as his provider. My hope is that this episode inspires you to live a life of generosity. Whether, as they say in church, it is with your time, your gifts, your talents, or your service. And I also hope that this episode encourages you to see God as your Jehovah Jireh, the one who provides for all of your needs, and that it helps you grow in a mindset of abundance. Let's jump in. All right. Well, welcome to the Miraculous Freedom Podcast to both of y'all. So, Mom, you've been on here, I counted 3 times. This is your 4th time.
Really?
Yes. You were on here with the Power of Our Words back in March. Then we did one with the girls in May. And then you did one this summer on fear.
So, I totally forgot about that one.
So this is your 4th time, but Daddy, this is your first time here. So welcome. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm just really glad to have y'all. So I did want to introduce you both, just in case people don't know, which, Mom, I won't spend as much time on you because I've already introduced you before. But y'all are the parents of 3 adult children. Right. You are the grandparents of 9 children, 4 boys and 5 girls. Mm-hmm. So pretty much evenly split. And then, Daddy, you were a pharmacist for 40 years. Is that right? 40?
46.
Oh, 46. Okay. Don't want to short you. And so you've been retired for about 5 years now. Right. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Yes. And I'm really blessed that we get to live in the same town and get to see a lot of y'all. And so I'm just thankful that y'all are willing to do this, and I can't wait for everybody to hear the wisdom that you have to share. Mm-hmm. So I would love to hear a little bit about how you met. So would you mind telling us how y'all met?
We met in high school.
That's so sweet.
It was my first cousin, was getting a lot of people dates for homecoming.
Okay.
So she
kind of set you up?
Set us up. Thank you. I couldn't think of the words. Yeah. And so that's how we met. I mean, we were in different classes, but we were in kind of a large school. You know,
okay.
It was kind of largish.
Okay.
So we didn't really know each other.
But y'all were just a year apart.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So had you seen each other before?
Yeah, we knew who each other were.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't totally a blind date.
Right.
No.
Yeah,
okay.
It wasn't a blind date, I wouldn't say.
Wow. And here we are all these years later. So 49 years, right, of marriage. Mm-hmm. So next year will be a big celebration.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's really sweet. Before we get any further, I would love to start with the question we always ask. So, Daddy, I bet nobody's ever asked you this. But what is giving you life right now? So what is something that makes you excited to wake up in the morning, or just that is giving you life?
Well, the thing that's giving me life right now is a 4-way coronary artery bypass graft. I don't think that's what you mean.
Right. But literally.
That's the reason I'm here today.
Well, we're thankful for that.
Absolutely.
But by extension of that, we built a house, finished in 2017. And we had a pre-molded shower for the guys.
Okay.
You know, it's just one piece. You know, and that shower, I've never had a shower that had a seat in there, and I thought, what idiot would put a seat in a shower? So after the surgery. I was on a walker, and they told me I could take a shower, so I got the water right and all that, and pushed the walker up to the shower and felt the water, and it was good and warm. I moved the shower to one side, and I just took one step.
Okay.
And that took everything out of me.
Oh, really?
That one step after that surgery.
Oh, goodness.
That's how weak I was. I didn't know it. I didn't know it. So I swung around and I landed on that seat. And I said, "Thank you, God, for giving somebody the wisdom to put
know.
a seat in the shower."
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Plus the bars.
Yes. I don't think I even knew there was a seat in there.
Yeah.
I've never
Small,
stuck my
yeah.
head in there.
Yeah, I just thought this is in my way.
Right.
But it wasn't.
But God knew you needed it.
Well, yeah, apparently so. But what that taught me was how fragile life is,
Oh, wow.
and how much we take for granted the little bitty things that we do.
Right.
You know, just everything. I told everybody, well, I'll see them in 3 or 4 days.
At the drugstore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I said, well,
Oh,
yeah, I'll be back to work at the end of the week.
Oh, goodness.
And what it took what?
It took a while. I don't know.
6 months maybe to get back to where, but anyway, but it gave me an appreciation of life, and it opened my eyes, and it gave me a fresh hope to live my life, to do God's work and will for the rest of it.
Wow.
A new conviction for that. And it also opened my eyes as to the gift of life and where we see it around us, and naturally where we see it is our in our children and our grandchildren. Is the first place, but also we see it in God's beauty. The woods and the gardens, and the garden is, I guess, the best example of life turning over. And you go out there one day and you put some seeds out, and a few days later and they come up and life starts, and it runs its course quicker, in plants than it does us,
Right.
But it's, what I'm trying to say is what everybody's always said: if you're in the garden, you're closer to God than you are anyway.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's beautiful. And I think it's so cool just thinking back to how you planted the pumpkins in July, and then we enjoyed them in the fall, and then Muhammad made the pumpkin pie that we're enjoying. So yeah, it's really cool to see that cycle, and to think that it all started from a seed that had to die, so to speak. It was in the dark growing, and from that came life. So wow, what a great answer. Thank you. Mom, what about you? What's giving you life right now?
Well, mine is just a little bitty thing. The book club that I'm in.
Oh, that's wonderful. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, I'm in a book club with you and Liz, our other daughter. And
Your other daughter that lives here.
right, yeah, thank you.
Can't leave back out.
Sorry, Beck. But she's helped us. We've texted some about it.
We have
'cause
texted
she's
about this book.
Been an avid reader, just
Right,
doesn't
for her
have a
whole
lot
life.
of time right now, but in this a few hours south of us,
Yeah.
4 hours. Anyway, it's just given me a renewed interest in reading.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
That's so great.
So
Wow.
that's what is giving me life right now.
Oh, well, I've really enjoyed it too. We're reading Jane Eyre for the first time. So Liz has gone through it before, but I felt sure I would open it and be like, oh, I've read this, but it has not,
I have not
rung a bell, I
either.
guess. Yeah, I've never read it. So I'm enjoying that too.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. Well, I just wanted to talk about generosity today because I thought it was a good time of year with it being the Christmas season that we're going into. And I know most people think of generosity in terms of money and finances, but I really wanted to focus on what the church kind of calls your time, your talents, your gifts, and your service. And both of y'all, whether you believe it or not, are so service oriented. And I've seen you look for ways to bless people. And so I just thought you would be the perfect pair to talk about this and to help us see what we can do to be more generous and to live a more generous life. So I was wondering if we could kind of go back in time to your childhoods. Can you think of a time where maybe you were instructed to share or be generous? And is that what kind of has taught you to live generously? Or was that something that was just modeled in your homes that you share with your siblings and your parents? Or how did you learn to be generous?
We'll do it in two parts. We'll do part A right now.
Okay.
And then part B after you ask some more questions.
Okay.
Closing later. I was raised to tithe in the church, no matter what, by the church, but also by my mother.
Okay.
You know, if you make money, you tithe, and I did. And my first paying job I got, we cut grass, from like ages 5 to, I think I got my first paying job at 14.
Okay.
But anyway, my first but that one didn't work out because his neighbor wanted me to work in a drugstore that he owned. They were side by side, so he laid me off, said he didn't need me. And that very same day, the guy that owned the drugstore said, "I got a position for you."
Oh, wow.
But anyway, so I went, and I was making 50 cents an hour.
Oh, goodness.
So, and I had to go before school. Would open at 7:30, and I'd work 30 minutes and then run to school.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and then anyway, so during school, I would work, like 30 hours.
Okay.
So that's what, $15.
Wow. Goodness.
So, I tithe.
And you would tithe off of that?
$1.50. And in the summer, I worked 60 hours because we were open, to 7 at night, and on weekends, on Saturdays too,
Okay.
And I worked 60 hours. So that's $30. So that's $3.
$3. So
Yeah.
you doubled.
So, and I never skipped.
Wow.
I never skipped. I always made the tithe. And Mom, of course, couldn't give anything, and I just put it in the basket. But she finally, I guess she wanted some recognition that it came from us, so she put it in her envelope. And so she'd give it. That's just a sign that didn't get anything to do with it.
Oh, but that's something you remember.
Yeah, but I learned, I was taught early on in life to tithe. Now the other giving comes later on, and we'll talk about that later on.
Wow. Well, I think that's remarkable too, that I don't think I mentioned that you were one of 7 and y'all were kind of back to back. I remember Liz and I did the math recently about the distance in age from you and Uncle Billy. So that's number 1 to number 6, and it's only is it 5 years? Or
6 years.
6 years.
6 is some, depending on what time of year. 6 years. 6 for 6 months it's 6, and for 6 months it's 7.
Okay, gotcha.
And Joe and I, it's 5 years.
Okay, I thought there was a bigger gap there.
Yeah, so I'm right square in the middle as far as the age.
Goodness.
Yeah, it was the birth years were 47, 48, 49, 50, 52.
Okay.
And then 58. There were 2 miscarriages in there.
Oh, okay.
So that's what happened there.
Wow. Well, I think that says a lot about Granny, that she had all those mouths to feed, and y'all lost a house in a fire and had to basically start over, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And she still taught you to tithe, and that was a priority. So that says a lot.
Yeah.
What about you, Mom? Can you remember being taught to tithe or be generous with your time and resources, or was it something you observed more?
I guess it was a little of both.
Okay. Yeah.
I would say, in the church, we were taught that,
Mm-hmm.
and it was modeled, a lot was modeled with serving others, and
Okay.
I just don't know how in the world they did all they did.
Right.
I mean, what in the world?
Let me throw this in there right now.
Okay.
At the risk of sounding altruistic, and that's not my point at all. But what I do is, we'll go back to it later on too, is basically monetary.
Okay.
And so, but the folks in the what?
Go ahead.
The folks.
You do both.
The folks in the trenches
Mm-hmm.
do all the work. The folks that give the time. I am very, very greedy with the time.
Oh, I don't think of you like
No,
that at
no,
all.
no.
The time is mine. If I want to go out there and sit and count the leaves on the tree, that's what I'm
You're
going to
gonna
do.
do it.
I'm going to do that, and then I'll get to you later. A minister told me one time, a lot of y'all write a check and just throw a check in there and think that solves everything. You sort of have your hands cuffed. I'm tone deaf, so they don't want me to direct the choir.
Right.
I have a struggle with cussing, so they don't want me to do the children's program
Right.
before the thing. I don't have the health to do the gardening, so I can't do the landscaping.
Right.
So I throw the money at him. God don't like money, and he don't have to say nothing, But this is how you know that the old adage is true. If you think God cares anything at all about money, just look at the folks he gives it to.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
That'll tell you all you need to know.
Right. Well, that's a good point there, that you need to serve where you're gifted, and give, I guess, out of whatever God has blessed you with.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a great point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good. Well, I'm curious too, and you kind of touched on this, but how has your faith influenced how you gave? So as children, you were taught to tithe and everything, but when you leave your house, you can kind of make decisions for yourself. So you could have just been like, well, I'm done with that. So how did your faith impact your giving in your adulthood, whether it's your time or your talents and gifts?
Here's part B.
Oh, okay, great.
We bought the drugstore, and from the very beginning, it was a financial burden. We bought it in 2 different loans. Reason being is Brother Billy was going to med school, and they needed a lot more money the first few years to pay for tuition and all that. So we had a 5-year note, and then a 15-year note. So we had double notes for the first 5 years.
Oof.
And so there was no money at all. But we still got a salary.
Mm-hmm.
So we needed other stuff, but you're supposed to tithe, keep on tithing.
Right.
Well, then it went from bad to worse, and they had government cuts that cut the amount of money that you could get from the government, for your prescriptions. Mm-hmm. And so, anyway, I had to start borrowing money from the bank, and it was open note back then. And I'd borrow $50,000, and they'd let me borrow it for 90 days.
Oh.
And,
wow.
and you'd pay it back.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
That would make me anxious.
Yeah, well, I'm not through. So I'd pay it back on Friday, and then Monday morning I'd call, since it was open and noted and had to go down there. I said, I need that $50,000 again.
And they give it to you?
I did that for years.
Wow.
And then it got even worse. They had another cut. And, still got a salary, so keep on tithing. All right. And then it got worse. So then I had to borrow $75,000. And they said, Mr. Haire, this always been an open note. You just on your signature, we're getting up there where we can't do that anymore.
Oh.
You had to sign the drugstore over to us.
Oh.
And if you don't make your payment, then we get the drugstore.
Oh, my goodness.
And I said, okay, Lord, what we going to do now? And keep going, back of my mind, keep going. So, for that one, I did have to go in. Well, that's a lie. I was gifted with a wonderful secretary, and she went in for me and brought the papers, and I signed them. So, because I wasn't supposed to leave the drugstore, I was on the pharmacist anyway. And
right.
They weren't going to wait on me after hours,
Right.
So she would have to go, and I'm sure it was embarrassing for her. It would have been me, hey, y'all, So that went on for several years, but we still drew a meager salary. But you got to tithe. Then take care of itself. Well, after like 20 years of that, all right. Now, this whole while, you've got to understand that the drugstore went, other than Billy's notes, the profit on the drugstore was like this at the beginning.
Okay.
And then over time, it's like this.
Oh.
1%, something like that, just something, it wasn't 1%, but it was between 1 and 3 or something, Anyway, so I asked the secretary, says, well, bank notes due tomorrow. Says, I guess we'll have to refinance one more time, won't we? And she says, why don't we just write a check? I said, do what? Why don't we just write a check? We got $75,000 in the bank. I said, we got what?
Oh.
All right. Now you tell me where that came from. That was a gift from God.
Wow.
And I always looked at that as being a test period.
Oh.
Or, are you in this with me or not?
Wow.
Are you going to trust me or not? Are you going to see it to the end or not?
Wow.
And from that point on, everything went downhill except our bank account.
Huh.
Went up and up and up, and I never had to borrow another penny.
Wow. What a testimony.
Still tithe.
Right. That's going to be a lifelong thing, I think, for you. Wow. Well, that's amazing. And I think that kind of shows that God really cares more about what's in our hearts. Like you said, it's not really about the amount of money, but he was saying, are you going to be faithful or are you going to trust me? Yeah. And I think that's so important for us to remember is that, we don't have to get so caught up in the amount and like, oh, I only have this amount of money, so I can only give this. It's really that he wants to see what's in our heart and what we're going to do with what he's given us. So I was actually thinking of the parable, and it's really short. It's only 2 verses, I think, where the widow goes and gives her 2 coins, where I think Jesus was watching like all of these rich people give a lot of money, and then she came in with her 2 coins, and, he just admired her for that. And so I think that really speaks volumes of you can give when you're making 50 cents an hour or when you're, making more than that. And it's about what's in your heart and how you're going to steward what God gave you.
You brought up the Bible. Crack your Bible open there.
Okay.
To the separation of the Old and New Testament.
Okay. All right.
And this one.
Okay, there's the New Testament.
Okay, and let me borrow it just a second.
Okay, sure.
And this one phrase kept me going more than anything. Okay, right here it says, will man rob God? And I said, no, yet you're robbing me. But you say, I would robbed you in your tithes and your contributions. You are cursed with a curse, for you are robbing me, the whole nation of you. Bring the full tithe into the storehouse, which is the temple, that there may be food in my house, and thereby put me to the test, says the Lord of hosts, and it will open up the windows of heaven for you and pour down for you a blessing until there is no more need.
Wow.
So you can't outgive God, and that's what he's telling you right there.
Right. Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever noticed that verse. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So good.
That kept me going.
I bet. And you saw that it came to pass.
Yeah, you
in your
can't
life.
outgive God, and that was always in the back of my mind too.
Wow. Wow. That's so good. Kind of switching gears. I was telling Mom the other day, I feel like our generation, which maybe I should just speak for myself, but our generation has become a little less generous, especially with our time. And I don't know if maybe social media has played into that, where we just want to be on our phones all the time, or we think we have the networks in Instagram or whatever, and we don't have as many face-to-face relationships. So my question for y'all is, what advice would you give to somebody in my life stage who, like I said, both of y'all are very generous, and you said you weren't generous with your time, but you are. And so what advice would you give for us, especially with social media being, in our minds, but also we might have less time because we've got young children that we're raising, we've got full-time jobs, a lot of people, maybe we don't have as much money right now because we're raising children. So how can we cultivate this mindset of generosity in our younger years?
Well, you've got to find your strengths.
Okay.
You've got to find your strengths. If your strength is time, which mine is not, but if your strength is time, serve time.
Okay.
If it's, and then with that time, do what your strength within that is.
Okay.
Call and check on the sick, go to extra Bible study group or start one or something like that. I was always blessed with looking for not a delicate word, but a proper word, I guess, is the outcast and the old folks just swarm me.
Really?
Huh. The homeless.
Oh, yes.
Lee and Lee.
Right.
This guy comes in the store one day and he says, I'm fixing to go over there and kill 4 or 5 folks.
What?
At the ER and
Oh my goodness.
and then at the mental health center is right behind the drugstore. First time I ever met Lee.
And that's what he said.
I said, let's talk about this. And I was scared to death. I didn't know what they had. I just walked up front, It was at 8. Nobody was there.
In the morning?
He and I.
Oh, wow.
And he said, well, they kicked me out. They wouldn't see me.
Oh.
Well, he was drunk,
Oh.
and it was falling down drunk. And he was abusive with his language and all that, and mental health didn't open 8:30. And I said, it's okay.
It's
and
going to be a long 30 minutes.
The girls didn't come into 8:30.
Oh, goodness.
I said, okay, I got this guy that's going threatening to kill folks, and I got to entertain him for 30 minutes.
Oh, my goodness.
But anyway, it worked out, and he calmed down, and I set him up front and, gave him some nabs or something and made him comfortable. And anyway, one of the girls came in, and I knew he didn't want a Coke, but I said, well, I'm going to go get you something to drink. And I said, call Miss Alice Morgan over to mental health and tell her I got one over here.
Oh, goodness.
So, anyway, so he and I, and we became friends. Anyway, I took care of him.
Right. I remember that.
I took care of him.
for years.
Yeah, and Lee had a 6-string guitar, but only had 2 strings or 3, and he played Elvis songs.
Oh.
And anyway, my final ministry to him was they put him in a nursing home.
Oh.
You know, he had lung cancer, and it had mutated all over his body, and they put him up in a nursing home. And he wrote me a note, and he said, "Dear Tim," says, "I'm caught in a trap and I can't get out."
Oh no.
With one of Elvis's songs.
Yeah. I was like, what?
He was in the nursing
nursing
home,
home.
and he couldn't get out. And he said, "The
Bless
pain is so bad.
Oh.
The indigestion is just killing me.
Oh.
Would you please mail me some Atlanta?"
Oh.
And I mailed him.
Some Atlanta.
Yeah, and he died right soon after that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, but I wasn't out of the Lee business.
Oh, really?
And then Lee, big tall Lee.
Oh, I didn't know there were 2 Mr. Lees.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one I have seen.
Yeah, the first one,
Probably
bless
the
his heart, was a little short guy.
Oh, okay.
And then the other thing, was this other Lee. He needed care too, but and the bus would come by and we would give them Cokes. They would go to town, and go around, but they'd have to stop by the drugstore and give them a Coke and candy bar.
Oh.
Yeah, but anyway, like I say, I'm not beating my own drum here. But in answer to your question, there's always something you can do, no matter how little bit of money you have. If it's nothing but counsel, talk, share your witness, or and you don't have time not to.
Wow.
You don't have time not to do it.
Yeah, that's a great point of just kind of being open to loving and serving whoever comes in your path. And I think a lot of moms can easily do that with your children. I mean, you're around them all the time, and that might be more of where you focus your ministry. And that's not to say you don't stop at the grocery store and help somebody or speak or whatever. But I think some people get so wrapped up into like, what is my calling? And I think you just have to look around and see what God has already given you and the influence you already have, and kind of go with that. But I am a little bit curious, Daddy, what made you continue to reach out to these people? Or, I mean, I guess they just kind of reached out to you, but
they were sent to me by God.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling
So
you
it was
that.
just
They
clear.
really were. They
Wow.
really were.
Huh.
The sucker born every day. I was a sucker for that day.
Gotcha.
No, really. I will tell you this. I had a mentally challenged aunt, Mama's sister, Aunt Eleanor.
Oh.
Okay. And I was 12 years old before I knew something was wrong with her.
Oh,
I just
really?
thought she just talked funny.
Oh.
We're big buds,
Okay.
and I guess that was my training
Okay.
for later on.
Huh. Wow.
That the first thing you do is you don't laugh at them.
Right.
You don't make fun.
Right.
I had some mean brothers that did, made her cry. And,
Oh, no.
Yeah, ain't that something?
That's terrible.
Yeah, but anyway.
Goodness. So that was God's preparation for later. Oh, that's really cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Mom, do you have anything to add about people in my generation? Like, how can we become more generous?
I just thought back to an example when, like, if you're in a church or in a part of a group, any kind of ministry, there are always, there can be opportunities. When I don't know how old I was, about your age or maybe older. Anyway, in Cleveland, this group of ladies who were older, 20 years older, I don't know, whatever, went to the nursing home to play bingo with the residents.
Oh, okay.
And so a few of
fun.
us in our age, we just went with them, and
Oh, wow.
we didn't have little littles then.
Okay.
Y'all were in school.
Okay.
Anyway.
That must be why I don't remember that. 'Cause
Right.
I didn't go.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I would never have done that just on my own.
Okay.
So being a part of a group, ministry, or just, church
Right.
or whatever, can be helpful because
Oh,
there are
yeah.
those opportunities that you might not. In my case, I would not have done that.
Right. No, that's a great point is,
Yeah.
if you are in a church, see where they're serving and just join
Yeah.
in, and that makes
Yeah.
it easy. And Jesus sent people out 2 by 2. So, you have strength in
it
numbers,
was-
I guess,
mhm,
kind of.
mhm.
So, well, that's great. And then more specifically with the Christmas season. So we've talked about how we can kind of be just more aware of who's in our path at any time. But are there any things at this time of year that you would encourage people to do to become more generous?
I don't know anything that comes to mind. What you?
Well,
you-
all I would say is just, pray about it and see who God leads you to or where he leads you or to help you see. That's not being specific, but
No, that's a good
like
answer.
Operation Christmas Child.
Right.
or
Yeah, I thought about them
something
too.
like that. The
Yeah.
angel tree, there are always
Right.
things like that.
Yeah.
Because, there are children who are not getting probably anything for
Right.
Christmas or very little.
Yeah.
So,
So that's an
Yes.
easy way that you can be a blessing
Yeah.
to people. And yeah.
and don't ever think about what you don't have. Think about what you got.
That's a good
Whether
point.
it's talent, you may not have the money and all that, but you've got a gift and a talent that can be used.
That's great advice. Wow. Well, thank y'all so much. I knew y'all would have such great wisdom to share, so I really appreciate it. Before we wrap up, I want to ask the last question, which is, what was the last book you weren't able to put down?
I have an affliction with books. I do. And
Do you?
Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. I had a very bad episode.
Oh,
At age 12.
huh.
Yeah.
I've never heard this story.
And you won't today.
Okay.
You won't today.
Okay.
But suffice it to say, I was what you call a speed reader.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now, they wouldn't let you check out but 2 books at the Episcopal Church
Oh,
library.
uh-huh.
Okay. And I would read one on the way home,
What?
and then read the other one when I got home. And I carry those back and get the next ones.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. I was up there with speed. I mean, smoke was almost coming off the pages. So pretty soon I was going to have 2 people picking out books, and one turns over and turn the pages. I was so fast.
Oh, my goodness.
But then the affliction happened,
Oh,
and I am a slow reader now.
really?
It's biblical beyond
Compare?
proportions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's
Okay. Well, Mom always says she's a slow reader, too.
I
but-
am a slow reader.
yeah, but mine was self-inflicted.
Oh.
Mine was think Adam and Eve, think Esau, that type thing.
Okay. Goodness.
You'll hear about it.
Okay.
It's in the journal.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
My curiosity is piqued.
Well,
I do.
which by the way is straight, no punctuation. I know you don't like that kind of thing, but you'll have to fix all that.
Okay.
No paragraphs, no punctuation, no nothing.
Oh, goodness.
It's just words.
Well, that's the important part, is getting it out on paper.
Yeah.
Okay. Mom, what about you?
Jane Eyre.
Okay. That's a great
I really
answer.
enjoy that.
What do you like about it?
Well, it's the language is different. It's
Right.
I don't know what you would call. Excuse me.
I don't either, actually.
I mean, I don't know, but
Oh, is it Regency time?
I don't
maybe?
know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But it's interesting. I mean, it's a little harder to read, but it just,
Right.
I don't know, makes you feel, I don't know, something.
I felt the
just-
same way of like, oh,
Like,
I'm reading
where
Jane
am
Eyre.
I?
Yeah.
Yeah, where are we in this big house, and I don't know what.
The Poison Wood Bible you gave me or whatever.
Oh.
I'm on page 90.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Are you liking it so far?
Yeah.
Good,
I
good.
did.
It's been a while since I've read it, but I remember being like, oh, wow. That one's pretty different.
It's very good.
Well, thank y'all so much again. I really appreciate
It
it.
was our pleasure.
Yes.
Well, good. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode of the Miraculous Freedom Podcast, feel free to leave a review or share it with a friend. We would also love for you to follow and subscribe either on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts, or if you're watching on YouTube or on our socials on Instagram, Facebook, and I've actually gotten a little more active on Facebook. So if you're there, go ahead and find me at Miraculous Freedom. If you're already following us on our socials, or if you're on our email list, then you probably saw that we have new merch. We've got some really cute sweatshirts that say just one more chapter, because I don't know if you're like me, but there have been so many nights that I've been laying in bed reading, and I know I really need to go to sleep, but I want to read just one more chapter. So this is for any book lover out there, whether you are one yourself and you want to get yourself an early Christmas present, or if you're friends with a book lover and you know that this would make them very happy. So right now we've got two colors of sweatshirts. We've got winter white, and the text is black that says just one more chapter, and those are Gildan brand. And then we've got a limited edition evergreen in comfort colors, and it's got white text that says just one more chapter. We also have a charcoal gray t-shirt that's comfort colors, and it has just one more chapter in white text as well. This is just the first of many designs, so I hope that you will go to our website and check it out and see if there's anything that you would like there. We've also got our journal, the Miraculous Freedom Journal, in paperback and hardback options. So I would love for you to go to miraculousfreedom.com/shop and shop for your new favorite sweatshirt. Thank you again for listening and following along. I'm so grateful that you are here, and I hope that you and your loved ones have a very Merry Christmas. And I hope too that you're able to focus on the coming of Christ, and that you're able to stay connected to God during this busy holiday season. We'll have our next episode in January, and we will kick off the new year strong. So we are excited for that, and we can't wait to see you then. Until then, I hope that you walk in the miraculous freedom that you've been given. Thanks again for tuning in.